All initiations have commitments. There is no initiation without. So it'll be your attitude during the initiation. Usually, all right. I'm going to combine everything what you said. Usually, when you take any tantric initiation, if it's a lower tantras, you will have to take refuge and bodhisattva vows, and you have a commitment of holding those vows, even if you don't have to recite the deity's mantra. Let's say Avalokiteshvara, Vajrapani, Tara, White Tara, Lama Tsongkhapa, Samantabhadra, Green Tara. All these deities are lower tantra, meaning the commitments are less, but you still have to take the bodhisattva vows and you have to hold the vows. Holding the vows is a commitment, but it doesn't mean you have to meditate or do the mantras or do any special practice of the deity, but you have to take those vows. When you take the higher Maha Anuttara Yoga Tantra initiation deities, such as Guhya Samaja, Yamataka, Hevajra, Vajrayogini, Chakra Samvara, Kala Chakra, right? You definitely have to take refuge. You have to take the bodhisattva vows in that initiation and the tantric vows. But because the Kala Chakra initiation has been a very special form of blessing for the public by the current and previous Dalai Lamas, the Dalai Lamas have made it an option for people attending the initiation, whether they would like to take it as a blessing or as a commitment. But usually, it's not like that. But His Holiness has made an exception, whether it's a blessing or it's a commitment. So therefore, when you go for the initiation, if you think, I'm going for a blessing, it's a blessing, you have zero commitment, you don't take any vows. If you go as a empowerment to enter Kala Chakra as your personal deity and practice, you go in with that attitude, you take the vows. So when the Dalai Lama, when His Holiness is reciting the vows, you just don't repeat it if you don't want it. When His Holiness is reciting the vows and you want it, you repeat after him. The last thing is, people who are not qualified, who do not understand, and they have no idea what they're doing, even when they sit in the initiation and recite the words, they didn't get the initiation. It's just the blessing. Okay? Are we clear on that first? Okay, that's what I just explained to you in those 4 points. When people go for an initiation and they do not take the vows, it is a blessing. It's a pure blessing. They have no commitments. Okay? They can't even go into the tantric text that's related to them and practice them. They can't. It's just a blessing. Blessing means you got a blessing. Secondly is, if they go in there not knowing at all, then it's still a blessing. If they go in there knowing, willingly and understanding, and then they recite and they take the vows, then it becomes a commitment. So it's your attitude. I can't really criticize or comment. All I can say is, I am very not for people coming and giving initiations to people who are not ready. I did that many years ago. When I first found out I'm going to Malaysia to teach, I automatically assumed, because I thought it's Asia, I thought it's Malaysia, I thought there's a lot of Buddhists, I automatically assumed that people here knew Buddhism, they knew it well, it's from their own culture, and I don't have to teach the preliminaries, I can just go into Tantra and teach them that. That's what I thought. So when I first came here, I went around giving initiations, and then after the initiation, when I started getting questions from people, I realized that I have to go back to preliminaries. In fact, so those who go for initiations, you see the reason people do that is some lamas think, and this is what Soramchi said, this is a little frightful, but don't be threatened. Most of us are going to go to the 3 lower realms anyway. So it would be better that before we go to the 3 lower realms, we receive a higher power initiation, so the seeds are planted in our mind, so that when we come out, we will have something when we come out. So with or without initiation, we usually do a lot of negative actions. We'll take rebirth in the 3 lower realms. So at least we come out, it's like we're going to war, but we've hidden the food away in a shack or under the ground, so that when we come out, we at least have the food. Some lamas have that view, that it's better to give it to people even if they are not ready. I don't really do that. I'd rather wait till they are ready. Some lamas I've heard say, and I believe that too. I believe it. I'm not against the thought, which is, if they give the initiation and they plant the seeds of that deity in their mind, in the future when Maitreya Buddha appears, that will be an environmental factor for their seeds to open. They can receive the Dharma. Even if they've gotten Tara initiation, and then Maitreya appears, they don't have to wait till Tara appears for the seeds to open, because Tara and Maitreya is the Buddha. Anything virtuous will trigger the virtue to open. So I've heard lamas say that. I also believe that. But myself, because I will be here long term, and I wish to establish a good relationship with my friends and students, I think I can go progressively. If I was to come in and out, maybe I would have a different view of just giving the initiation and going off, because that's the best benefit I can give people. That's a very good motivation in that way for many lamas. There are some Dharma centers who do not let their lamas, or don't have the time for the lamas to get to know the public very well. So if they have initiations, it's a very big event. People come, donations come, members come, so it helps their center. So there are many reasons they do that. I have never been to a center. I have never been to any center that I've studied or stayed at that has done number 2. I've always been to number 1. Because I remember when Kebja Soramji came to America, he gave a lot of initiations. And to tell you all the truth, I only wanted 1 or 2. I wanted 1 or 2, the ones I received from my first guru, to repair my vows. I didn't want to get any more, but I got it all. And when I asked Geshe-la why he requested so much and why I have to get more, he says, plant seeds in your mind. And now when I think back, thank God Geshe-la forced me to, because now I can pass it to other people when it's time. Maybe he knew something. I don't know. But I have no regrets now. But for people who do not have to teach Dharma, for people who do not have to disseminate the Dharma, I do not recommend you taking a lot of initiations. I do not recommend. I recommend you taking 1 and doing that really well. And that's why I always tell people in our center, stick with me, just get 1 in the future when we are really ready. That's all. 1 yidam, 1 practice, 1 sadhana, 1 focus, 1 retreat, and we do that every year. That was the style of Geshe, Khenso Losang Tachin Rinpoche, my first teacher in New Jersey. He gave 1, and he made people do retreat. He gave teachings every year on just 1. It's not that he doesn't know anything else. He told us why, and that was exactly what I explained to you. And people here don't get initiation. Don't. Just wait and get 1.